tunnels. Vatos locos. You already know. LolCow vatos loco, come chill with the crew. Couple wild cholos, yeah, we breaking the rules. Down in the crib where the echoes all boom. Trying through the LCU, make a legend real soon. Make a legend real soon, make a legend real soon, make a legend real soon. LolCow vatos locos, candle low, lights dim. Laughing at the world while the walls cave in. From the shadows to the stage, yeah, we all break through. Grip door slam, screaming LCU. Posted in the crib where the air stay cold. Concrete dreams and the stories get bold. Graffiti on the walls, time stuck on pause. Laugh track bouncing off the outlaw laws. TechProtect with the circus on lock. Brain wild, wild like a glitch in the block. Talking big plans, scheming real loud. Laugh now, cry, let the whole room go proud. P.O. rolling in, combo sharp. Eyes like a spark in the middle of dark. Every word land heavy, every bar got weight. Underground kings, yeah, we tempting fate. LolCow vatos loco, come chill with the crew. Couple wild cholos, yeah, we breaking the rules. Down in the crib where the echoes all boom. Tryna throw the LCU, make a legend real soon. LolCow vatos locos. Shadows on the wall from the jokes to the chaos. Yeah, we love it all. Hands up, fists high, screaming who's who. Whole crib chanting back LCU. Late night laughter, echo chamber vibes. Memes turn myth when the moment arrives. They said we fade, we just multiplied. Turn side, Alex into battle cries. Crib so loud with the bassline hum. Old school soul with the snap of a drum. Culture stitched in the rhyme and the tone. Brown pride pulse in the mirror and bone. No gold chains, but the weight still heavy. Truth in the jokes, yeah, the edge stay ready. From throwaway laughs to a flag we flew. Turn low in the legend as LCU. Candles flicker, walls breathe. Hold the ground move when the beat hit freeze. Laugh through the madness, dance with the doom. Every step echo boom, boom, boom. LolCow vatos loco, come chill with the crew. Couple wild cholos, yeah, we breaking the rules. Down in the crib where the echoes all boom. Tryna throw the LCU, make a legend real soon. Make a legend real soon, make a legend real soon, make a legend real soon. LolCow vatos loco. Stay raw from the crib to the cloud, breaking every law. Say it real loud if you know it's true. Vatos loco forever. LCU.
Bum, 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 bum.
TechProtect.
What that?
P.O.
Hello.
Now LolCow cribs. Certified. LCU till the lights go out. Ha.
Good morning, everybody. It is I, TechProtect, back with no necky, and no one's here. Hold on, that's the wrong one. This is the wrong one as well. Where's the Jaffe one? Let's get the Jaffe one. Oh, Jaffe needs to turn on his camera so I can see.
I'm here.
All right, let me try this out. And then I do this, and then I drag. Nope, it is broken. Fuck me. Here at Fat Camp, we all are sharing the same computer, right? And I have my own special OBS scene selected for me, right? And it's titled Tech Crypt, you know? But for some reason, everyone's like, oh, I like how Tech has his setup. I'm going to use his. And now it fucks up everything else for me. All right, Jeff, you're on screen. They can see you. Good morning.
What up, fellas? How you guys doing? Welcome to, what is today? Wednesday.
Wednesday.
We're one day left for Crimson Desert to come out. If you know, you know. If you don't, who gives a shit? Welcome to the show. It's nice to see everybody. I do think, I think Kimmy soft quit today.
Did she?
I don't know if that's... You didn't see her note?
No, I don't read Kimmy's notes.
I don't know if she... I'm kind of just teasing, but at the same time, I read it and I'm like... Because at first she's like, well,
I'm heading over to the other
I don't
side,
want to keep jumping in the middle of the show with tech, or not tech issues, but I'm sure she has those too, with audio issues and shit like that. And then she's like, I'm untangling cords, by the way, if you like, where's this focus? And so she's like, I'm not going to be here for the rest of the week because I don't want to distract. And then she's like, and maybe not next week either. And I'm like, all right, well, that's Fat Camp. I get that. But then she kind of goes on to talk about, you guys have been great. And thank you for helping me come out of my shell and this and that and the other. I'm like, this sounds like you're quitting, which, I mean, she lasted longer than I thought she would. I like working with Kimmy. I think she's a good egg, though. But, anyway.
Bracer.
So that's what... That's how I took it, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Racer, thank you for the 10, and also thank you for the 1 gifted membership. We really appreciate it. I have not read those messages yet, as my night has been crazy last night, and then I woke up 30 minutes before the stream and got everything set up as quickly as I could. So you said she soft quit?
Well, I'm being a little hyperbolic. She didn't say that, and if she were here, she probably would deny that. It's just that when I read it, it kind of sounded like maybe she's, she's going, I think I've gotten all I can out of this fucking thing. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just guessing, but I hope not. I mean, I think
Oh, yeah,
I think at first it was a little rough of a launch, but I think we've kind of started to find a group with the Kim, and I'm just putting shit out there. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just,
yeah,
I'm just talking.
Just read her message. It is like a ebb and flow,
Goodbye.
Pull and push type of message. At the beginning, she's like, oh, I have to take a week off, right? The 1 week I'll take off so I can fix my schedule or whatever. But yeah, you're right. I thank you and appreciate you guys for giving me the opportunity. All these back and forth. She's helped me come out. Yeah, it sounds like I'm quitting.
Maybe yesterday was the last straw when she's like, I thought I had a shot with Tech, and now that he's getting married,
now
I just can't be in the same room.
Now it's done. For those
She's been up all last night drinking box wine, listening to Celine Dion songs. I understand. Listen to this. Bracer, thank you so much for the big super chat kicking off the day. We appreciate that very, very much. And then he sends a LolCow gift membership to the OG Demon of the Cincinnati Demons. Very, very smelly family, but really good politically.
There you go.
They're doing good work there with the kids. Thank you so much, Bracer. And then Red Sheets Metal steps up to the plate, puts his dick on the bar, and says, I think this should be fleshy colored. He says, I played Black Desert online, wait for reviews for Crimson. The hardest enemy in Black Desert was the menu. UI was awful. Yeah, I'm not buying it day 1 because I'm still trying to finish like 6 other games, but I appreciate that. And I appreciate the super chat. Thank you, buddy. Okay. What's going on?
Yeah, so
what happened yesterday? Any news?
For those,
this is a joke. I know there was news.
For those that don't know, last night on bus, I proposed to Sarah Jaffe, the little daughter of Mr. Jaffe, and she said yes. Well, she said for sure or hell yeah. I forget exactly.
I think she said hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then she celebrated with a fist bump. Because that is
well, that's because your question was really stupid.
I didn't get to finish the question. I was 1 sentence in out of like 9 sentences.
Proposal?
Yeah, I was gonna do the full proposal. I was like, "Will you marry me?" Blah blah. I was like, "Would you promise to stay with me?" And then I was gonna go on to like the other parts of what a marriage would be, But before I could finish, I'm on the 2nd sentence. She's like, "Hell yeah, fist bump, bro!" And then she gives me up.
Well,
but that's just like her. I wouldn't have expected anything else.
No, that's
happy.
The baby.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Of course, the very protective father in me says, do I get one man by this note to you, Tech, from this guy in the chat?
Go ahead.
Addressing you specifically about...
Yeah, go ahead. I don't know. I don't see it.
Tech, did you see the part where they were saying in jest or crap about my daughter what I told you yesterday from Diogo?
Oh, no, I never got the clip. But if anyone has the clip, tag TechProtect in the Discord.
Yeah, and tag me too, because I want to see that shit. I need to see if I need to send a helicopter.
There we go.
Yeah, Jaffe's daughter is Hulk Hogan. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, I mean, she seemed happy. I mean, how are you guys feeling? Is she still sleeping? Probably, right?
She just woke up. I asked her if she wanted breakfast. She says, "Oh no, I'll get breakfast when you're done with the show, so we can eat together." So I just have a coffee right now.
So how you guys woke up, how you feeling about it? Was it like a good dream, a bad dream, or you're like, oh my God, we're getting married? Like what was the vibe?
I was gonna sleep through work today. I didn't notice. But Sarah wakes up.
You mean you were about to sleep through work by accident, or you consciously?
Yeah, unintentionally.
Okay.
But then Sarah wakes me up. She's just jumping on the bed. She's like, Tech, we're engaged. We're engaged. And I was like, oh, yeah, we're definitely
I don't know if I should
engaged.
believe this. You lie so much.
I mean,
That
yeah,
happened.
sure. You can ask her after, but she was very happy
I'll
in the
ask her.
morning. Then she panicked
Good.
because she's like, "Where's the ring?" Because she forgot.
Oh yeah, you got to be fucking careful
yeah.
with that kid. She even said yesterday she leaves stuff all around.
Yeah, so I had it on the nightstand behind my phone.
Why wasn't she wearing it? Don't you're supposed to wear it all the time?
When you're sleeping? I think Sarah would lose it when she sleeps. It'd be lost in a bed sheet and then thrown around the room.
You guys should just take the ring and put it somewhere and just go see the ring is there.
Alien B for $100, Jaffe.
Hey, Alien B, old knucklehead, read this one, Tech.
I didn't want to send this on Buzz. I wanted the money to go just to your family. Congrats, Jaffe. Your response made me feel warm. It reminded me that it is possible for me to find a wonderful man to be a father to my kids in the future. I hope I pick a man like you. Aw.
Baby, that's not what made you feel warm.
Wink. There we go.
Wink. Well, that's a nice thing to say. Look, I don't know what's with that. You know, I appreciate that and everything. It's always nice, but I you know, when I was thinking about this, because I do have a lot of people, and sometimes it gets not awkward, but it makes me think where they say, "Oh, you're a good dad" and everything, and I know I'm a good dad, but you know, sometimes people say it to me as if the response seems like it should be "Thank you for that nice comment," but I think it's like going to somebody and saying, "Hey, you're good at being tall." You know, I was raised in a way, and I probably come from a stock of physiological people that it doesn't feel like an achievement. And I don't mean that like I'm humble bragging. I mean, just like I can't, you know, I'm 5'6". I'm never, you know, there's things I just can't do. But for me, what I can do, what just comes very natural is, you know, it's not even, I'd say being a good dad comes natural, but it just is, because they're your kids. That's what I'm saying is that essence of how you feel about these children is not a conscious choice. It's like, I like cheese pizza. I don't think my way through that. It's just cheese pizza, you know, not that I'm comparing my children to cheese pizza. Cheese pizza is much better, but but I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. Thanks.
It's not code, by the way. He just likes cheese pizza with no meat.
Oh, I love cheese. Oh, what would it be?
Well,
code for cheese pizza?
Epstein Island stuff.
Okay, don't fucking take cheese pizza. Okay. First of all, the right makes, you know, the right seems to think that the LGBT folks took away the rainbow, and I'm like, first off, they didn't. But
no, the leprechauns still have that.
They probably deserve it given what's been taken away from them. That's A. B, leave cheese pizza alone. It's all I got. It's all I fucking got. Why don't you guys pick something else, like, you know, corned beef or some shit I'm never going to eat? I don't know.
Clown parties. There you go. You can have that. Take it from the Insane Clown Posse. Jaffe, do you remember you were on a podcast somewhere else and some guy called in and he was like, "Oh, I'm getting divorced and I'm thinking about leaving my kids."
Oh, yeah.
Your response felt like the most reasonable response, and I saw the people in the chat like, "No, he deserves to like live his own life or be free of the burden."
I mean, not everybody. He called in. He wanted to leave his wife. He doesn't like, or he's already divorced, but he wanted to move from where he was living. Yeah. And he's like, he was calling me, and it was a video game podcast, and going, "Is that okay?" And I'm like,
yeah, the way he phrased it,
you're calling Dr. Phil?
The way he phrased it was, "Oh, you know, I was a responsible dad for the first 12 years of my kid's life. But now I kind of want to like see what life is about. I want to move like 800 miles away from my kids. Do you think it's a good idea to just like relinquish custody fully, so that way I don't have to feel responsible?"
To an extent, and it was yeah.
I can't believe there's dads out there that are like, "Yeah, dude, I want to lose all my opportunities to be a father. Just like sign it away."
Well, you can believe it because you had a dad, and you have a dad that's like that, right? I mean, your dad.
He
was out of his mind.
He was out of his mind.
I wonder if your dad didn't have psychological, physiological.
I guarantee. You know, yeah, that's what's going on with him. But even if he was like, you know, not the best dad, he's still like, that is my kid. You know, no one's taking my kid away. That's my science experiment. You know.
That's right.
K-Nubs.
Anyway, I'm gonna fuck that one up. That's my joy. I get to fuck that up.
K-Nubs for $200 says, "Why am I crying looking at last night's proposal?" Aw, K-Nubs. I like K-Nubs. You like K-Nubs still, Jaffe?
Yeah, I think he's like I always envision him sitting totally naked in a vat of honey reading Goosebumps.
Yep.
So
Yep, that's our
that's my
K-Nubs.
fantasy. More so some cases that they can't see their kids, says Red Sheets. The kids don't want to see them, so they leave and pay child support. Yeah, I mean there is a lot of that, but a lot of that also comes from, in my opinion, you know, the concept of marriage being, you know, a lot of people go into marriage for the absolute wrong reasons. Most people seem to, right? And so that's why you have these really messy, bad divorces where it's like people, I mean, I want you to think about how fucked society is when it comes to things that we get lied to that are important. No offense to you guys. Like I said, I'm happy you're engaged. If you have my full support, I'm excited to celebrate with you guys, but marriage is one of those things. It's a racket like anything else. I'm not saying your marriage will be a racket, but marriage as a commercial institution. And so people want you to get married because it's in their best interest. They make more money if people get excited about weddings and buy the books and buy the, you know, the magazines and the subscriptions and the websites and this, that, and the other. And then divorce is a racket, right? And so this idea that it's like people end up with the wrong people, and it's like, why can't I find? It's like, because you've been sold a lie that you're chasing after, and it's just, it's dumb. It's dumb.
Yeah.
But not again. I'm talking marriage as a American institution. I'm not talking about individual marriage. There are individual marriages that are great, and I'm sure yours will be one of them. But
read that super
Control Alt Delta. Hey, buddy, good to see you. Thank you for the very generous super chat. I think Tech's going to go, you know, kick a dog or something. He says, the proposal was sweet and Jaffe had the ladies with daddy issues melting into puddles last night. Congrats, Jaffe family. I guess, man, but don't have daddy issues. Good, Jaffe. You'd be a good therapist. Deal with that shit. I'm sorry your dad wasn't there for you, but you know, goddamn, you're here. It's like Celie says in The Color Purple. She says, I may be black, I may be poor, I may be ugly. No, she says, I even may be ugly, but I'm here. I like that line. Everybody likes that line. It's a great line. ALR tried to hijack last night, and it was annoying. You know what's funny? My ex and I were talking last night, and she's like, send me the link. I want to see the proposal. So I sent him the link.
Yeah.
And she's like, I watched the whole thing, the whole bus. And I said, are you starting to watch the goddamn LCU? Did you ever think Emiko would watch the entire goddamn?
I would never expect her to watch the full 2 hours. What were your thoughts on us jumping in the pool?
I was worried Sarah was going to slip, and it was cold. I'm a dad. I mean, I wasn't.
It was freezing. It was absolutely.
I think
freezing.
you guys need to up your game. Not you and Sarah, but Fat Camp. The biggest. Like, oh my God, can you believe somebody went in the pool? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pool. What are you supposed to do with it? Shit in it?
Yeah. No. There's other plans going on, but obviously they're kind of reserved for the main show. I'm trying to get like a t-shirt cannon thing happening on Bus tonight. And then for the morning, there's things we can do in the morning for Crypt, but I'm in this room, solo dolo, no producer, so I can't switch screens. I can't show, clips.
You speak Spanish?
I do speak Spanish.
Why don't you go down to the Home Depot, get yourself some
You're
Vatos.
correct. I could
bring them on over to Fat Camp and let them produce the show with you.
I could wrangle some Vatos down by the
Vatos means what? Just guys?
It's like homie.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Vatos is probably short from the word vaquero, and vaquero means like cowboy.
Alexa, stop. Come on, man.
There you go.
Talks to me all day.
Oh my God.
Congratulations, Tech and the Jaffe family, says Sterling. Thank you, Sterling. Very, very, very generous. Congrats, Tech and Sarah, says Rulist.
Oh.
Well, I don't want to say thank you to that because it's to you guys. So,
well, it's a congratulations to you too. You get a great son-in-law coming in to the family, right? If you had to choose a son-in-law,
what's up?
If you had to choose a son-in-law,
I keep breaking up. I can't hear you.
You're fucking with me, all right? Kimmy's not here.
Let me just tell you something. I I don't want to say it because I don't want to put pressure on you guys, and it is not time for grandbabies, not even close to time for grandbabies at all. But I'm just going to say, and my mom was really good at this too. She predicted things, but I see a little boy called, and we call him, I'm not going to say your name, so put your real name there, Junior.
Yeah.
Like, it won't be Tech Junior, it'll be your real name, Junior. I can see him like I can see him like I can see him. That's all I'm saying. Is it real? I don't fucking know. I don't want to put any ideas in your goddamn head. I'm just saying I saw this little kid last night.
Well, Sarah also has been thinking about that little kid last night. So maybe it's a family
What'd
thing.
she say?
She's excited the concept of it.
I have a concept of a plan. Yeah, keep going.
That, once things are settled, once we have, really talked over how we want to like start a family or whatever, whether it's having you live in the house, with us, or we get our own place, or whatever that home looks like. She's sure it's going to be a happy home.
Yeah. Little T Junior.
T Junior. We had this small conversation about.
I have a nickname. Or he has a nickname.
She had a small conversation about.
We're going to Disneyland Monday, me and TJ. You guys stay here. Take care of the dogs. Keep going.
She thinks it's a better idea, even if we move away from you, to still move somewhere nearby, because she's like, my dad would make probably the best grandpa.
Yeah. And Dylan says Jaffe Tech will never leave your house. Yeah, it's like let the right one in. It's like vampires. No, I'm a big fan of families all staying close and or in the same whatever keeps families close. I'm good with.
You don't need that Levi Yeager super chat for you?
Levi says, Jaffe, you're the worst, but so right about Fat Camp and also kind of funny despite the fact you suck. Yeah, well, listen, it can't be easy to have someone else fucking your mother. I know you've been used to fucking your own mom for like 20 years and now I show up. But that said, I appreciate the olive branch such as it is. Thank you so much, buddy. Will their kid have their own mini fridge? You goddamn right. God, I hope not. God, I hope that kid's got no problem getting up and walking to the goddamn fridge.
Oh, our kid's going to have a mini fridge for sure.
Tech's going to make an anchor to the mansion baby. What? I don't know.
Well, you know what an anchor baby is, yeah?
Not really.
An anchor baby is when an immigrant has a child with someone from the nation. So you kind of are locked in with having that anchor baby. Like you are. It's like a road.
Yeah, but you're not an immigrant.
Well, yeah, but it's a road to citizenship. But an anchor to the mansion baby means me having a baby means you can't kick me out.
Oh, yes, I can.
Oh, yeah, he can. Yeah, obviously. It's good to see a decent relationship between you two. I can hope for the same one day. Lamel says delanced. I'm very happy. It seems like, I know someone earlier said they were talking shit about Sarah on Jesters. Everyone seems to have been very happy to meet Sarah.
Yeah,
they're always like,
that's
saying,
what I got. What is this guy talking about?
I don't know. I haven't seen the clip. But everyone's like, she's so sweet, she's so kind, she's been very helpful. Because Sarah will offer to do, oh, let me help you with your bag. Oh, you guys want something to eat? We have snacks here. I don't know if I told you, Jeffrey, we had to buy, like, it's fat camp, right? You'd think they would control the diets here. Not yet.
Given that you're drinking Mountain Dew.
Zero sugar Mountain Dew.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, keep going.
I had to go buy my own groceries because there is no food available. All right, it's just that whatever you can scrounge around from the good graces of other people, you can have. So I bought fucking rice. I bought eggs and chicken breasts and shit. Like $300 in groceries. And people are just going through it. People are just like, Tech, can I come by and have a little breakfast? Oh, Tech, can I have a lunch? It's
You guys should super chat for food, for craft services.
That's true. I mean, the main house, I guess last night they made like $500 for Chinese food delivery.
There you go.
So good on them.
Yeah, get some delivery right now. Get some. What would you want delivered right now? Let's raise money for you and Sarah to get Denny's.
There is like a diner nearby that is on the list for DoorDash.
But now. Yeah, you'd think you have the food worked out, but I mean, I don't know. Listen, we kind of did a good job. Yeah, Natasha says that's the point of fat camp. You get starved for 2 weeks. It's like, yeah, what'd you think it was going to be? But when we did the haunted hotel, a lot of things went wrong, but we did make sure Bunny was fed.
That's true.
Bunny had Chinese food the last night,
With
but
no
she didn't have
fork.
any silverware, so she was
Yeah.
eating it with her hands. It was so awesome.
Oh, poor Bunny.
Oh, I love that. Why is YouTube removing your message? I don't know, man. I don't think it's removing your message. We're certainly not doing it.
I don't see anything.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, maybe you wrote something really bad. Maybe you put in terrible words and YouTube said no. I don't know.
There you go.
Keem says that it's legit. You just starve.
Yeah, there's a number of fats that are starving. But I can tell you this: the millionaire fats, they're not fucking starving. You know, Mike and Boogie are getting food like either delivered or out to eat. They go out, 3 or 4 times a fucking day. These fat fucks.
Well, aren't you blowing the fantasy from people? Are you allowed to say that?
I don't know. There's no one here to fucking tell me not to. They just leave me in this big ass room by myself and says, "Do crypt."
Well, what do you want them to do? I mean, I'm in this room by myself doing crypt.
Well, yeah, it's just with the fact that anything I need to control is like a 50-foot walk away from me.
Is this because it's the first show in the morning of Fat Camp, so no one's there?
Technically, the morning. There's a show on at like 5 a.m. or Chubby's.
Well, I know there's Cafe, but that's no one from there is at Fat Camp.
Before Cafe is Chubby's, I think, and Chubby's does go live in person right here at this desk. But I think they consider that the late night.
Right? People are still probably up.
Yeah. So
well,
right
you need
now,
to find someone there who's an intern that really wants to be on the shows and say, okay, well, here's your chance.
I think they're all they slumped. They all stay up super late.
Not then how bad do they want it?
Yeah, I think I'm the only person. Keem wakes up at like 6 a.m. Right? I am waking up like 6 or 7 a.m. because that's what I'm used to. Nope, no one else. Everyone else is just fucking sleeping. I did hear. I don't know if I can say this. Okay, I really don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Gidgey apparently was walking around the house naked last night, like the main house.
Okay.
How
long did it take you guys this morning, though?
For what?
To clean up all the vomit.
Look, I think I might get some type of talking to, but I guess at like 3 a.m, Gidgey's sleeping in the main house, and they have like a shared communal space.
They let Gidgey stay?
Yeah.
In the big house?
She's in the big house. And I guess she woke up to shower or piss or something, and then she's walking around naked from the bathroom back to her bed. And I think I'm going to say, I think it was Ultra who had to witness that. I think Ultra was out getting like a water from the kitchen, and there comes, the ectoplasm remains of whatever spirit inhabited that corpse, drippings on the floor as she just like waddles back to her room.
He sees him and she's like, I'm wet. And she's just like gushing. I woke up, I had a sex dream, I'm wet still.
Yeah,
I need some water.
I don't know how real it is. I was told this as I ran into this building to get set up for the morning, that Gidgey was naked. Something else happened. Someone.
Well.
Oh, Nightmare and Boogie almost had a fight, like a real fight.
Nightmare and Boogie?
Yeah.
About what?
Boogie being, kind of the fucking idiot he is. He was saying that, Nightmare should go to Starbucks and buy a Danish for Boogie's wife or fiance.
Why?
To make amends for how he treats her, which no one treats Desi bad, right? It's just like a thing Boogie comes up with. And Nightmare's like, fuck you, I'm not going to go do that. Krusty That Clown says, with $10, 1,000% Ultra is gay now. Poor lad. True. Poor Ultra.
Maybe he likes being the gay.
Yeah, but there was this weird dynamic where Boogie's like demanding respect for his fiance, and
Wait, this was serious?
Apparently, Yeah, I thought it was a joke at first. It was happening right before bus. It was on live last night, and Nightmare's like, "No, fuck you, I'm not doing it." And for some reason, it got physical. A chair was thrown. Boogie was being held back by a
Although
stake.
Venomous Writer says no tech, Nightmare threw her pastry.
Okay, if
And
that's
so-
Nightmare threw her food. Okay, it was like a fucking like a Danish from Starbucks. Who cares? But for some reason, it
Well, maybe
caused.
she was hungry. She doesn't eat a lot. She's a little tiny waif
She's a little
thing, isn't
tiny
she?
thing, but Boogie was like, "I'm going to fight Nightmare," and he was restrained by I think Steak and some other person. Nightmare had to take a walk out of the property. They came back. There was tables being punched. There was chairs thrown. I don't
Was it
know.
real or was it fake?
It seemed real. Nightmare.
I saw something the other day on the Discord where Nightmare pushed Boogie into the pool, and I'm like, and Boogie's like, "What?" I'm like, "Dude, you're standing right on the edge of the pool.
Yeah.
What are you in Nightmares walking by?" I mean, the charm of Boogie is he's such a bad actor that his bad acting is charming, but it's like, so I don't, who knows, but yeah.
Yeah. What I do know
what are you
is
going to do?
I'm
glad they didn't get in a fight.
There was a Welshman. Like,
I mean, how bad would that have been? Boogie could have maybe taken a single shot and then he would have been exhausted.
well, and it's more so if Boogie ever gets into like a physical altercation, the likelihood of him like falling over and dying is much higher than a normal person. And that's not to be mean. If Boogie cracked a rib and it was one of those bad cracks where like it was like a very sharp edge inside of his body that caused internal bleeding.
Well, that's anybody.
Well, yeah, but the amount of
Anybody who has
man
internal bleeding might run the risk of dying.
the amount of man you have to get through during a surgery to fix that internal bleeding is much higher on Boogie, right?
Yeah.
That is a
The
much
Good
longer
Doctor from the hit
procedure.
ABC show, The Good Doctor,
For
would
The
be
Good
like,
Doctor.
"I'm out."
Yeah, he's like,
I'm
"Oh,
out.
this is categorically unavailable for
He,
us to."
he envisions his app.
Yep.
It's like, "Call Dr. House. I don't know what to do."
Yep.
Then House comes in. He's like, "Oh, this fat fuck's dead."
Yeah, he's over. So yeah, I think Boogie's risk of life is much higher than another person's for falling over. Yeah, but Nightmare was pissed. He was in my house thing over on the edge of the campus. And he was like, "Oh, I can't fucking stand Boogie, that piece of shit, fucking asshole." Blah, 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 blah. God, everyone is so angry with one another. Nightmare's mad at Boogie. Grimm's been mad at Nightmare. I've been mad at who? Let's make up a story real quick.
Who are you mad at?
Let's make up a story. I've been mad at Xylee. Oh, that Xylee. I can't. Let's make another video game about her vagina.
Did we make a video game about her vagina?
Just that it can suck up orbs.
Oh, that's a good idea. I don't remember half the shit I do.
That's
I really
most.
don't.
That's most vaginas. I don't know if you knew that. Most vaginas can suck up orbs.
Can suck up orbs.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a maybe that's why women are the ones that's supposed to stay home and clean.
Ah.
You don't even need a vacuum. We just didn't know. We've been wasting money on vacuums. Get back in the goddamn kitchen. I saw this this movie. I don't know if you know, but there's a documentary a lot of people are talking about called The Manosphere on Netflix. Have you heard about this?
No, tell me.
Well, I haven't seen it yet, and but I heard a woman on Instagram last night talking about it, and it was she. Maybe when you guys are back from Fat Camp, we can have a real discussion about it because, she put up a really good analysis and a clip about the men in that video and stuff. But apparently, it's it's really kind of disturbing and stuff. It goes into the whole Andrew Tate shit. And all that stuff. So, but it's apparently a really good documentary, but I'd like to see it. I haven't, but I am wondering.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you're really mad at anybody there. You like all those people so much. You're just happy to be invited. I remember the time when you kept paying to be on live.
We don't have to remember that moment. That moment's fine.
Remember that? That was awesome.
I don't remember that at all.
Delete that from the internet before the kid comes.
True.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple people I was concerned about, right? I don't know if I was mad at them. It's weird to have anger towards someone based on their, personality. They're not engaging in actions that are like harmful. So why would I hate them? You know, they're just like sometimes assholes or they're mean or they're dumb. And that's like what I critique on Crypt. But like Turbo, have you met Turbo yet? Have you seen who they are?
Big fat guy. Well, that's not doesn't narrow it down much, does
that's
it?
most of them. Big fat guy in a mobility scooter.
Isn't he the one that was kind of a dick to you or something? Like we brought him on the show and he was kind of an annoying,
Yeah, a little bit.
full of himself guy.
Turbo has this like mobility scooter that looks like the front of a moped. Like it's heavy duty because he's a heavy duty guy. I was a little concerned that there was gonna be some drama or some shit. He wouldn't say hi to me on camera. He just was not willing to say hello. I waved at him. He's like, not happening. So I think he still is upset with me. Gidgy as well because of the drama between her and Sarah. Because she was like, why does Sarah get to go? Sarah shouldn't have to be there. All these other people have their spouses and they're not allowed to be at the fucking fat camp. Well, lo and behold, there was a reason. She's here. We got engaged. We did the thing. Who else?
I will say, I would have appreciated a heads up. It was just nice that I happened to be watching.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was going to happen yesterday. I mean, you and by the way, there was a talk of me flying out. I'm glad I didn't. I thought it was going to be a bit, dramatic, and it was going to be a bit to some, and it was just like, hey, you want to get married or something? I mean, it was like, what? I mean, it was a beautiful proposal because it comes from the heart, but I did think there was going to be a little more production.
There was the idea of doing a production thing where there was going to be like a scavenger hunt, and they were going to pair me and Sarah up on a team against other teams. And eventually, me and Sarah were going to paddle off to the center island in the lake, and like under the cross, boom, there it is. And
under the cross, yeah, that makes sense for Sarah.
Yeah, she's very religious.
Yeah.
So that was
probably
the plan.
Catch on fire by accident.
But by intent. There's a number of like background things happening at Fat Camp that might have caused that to be more of a problem than an event. Levi Yeager for $5 says, "Tech, men lying all the time is a form of toxic masculinity. That will be in that documentary, my man." What documentary?
You weren't even listening. See, somebody in the chat was accusing me of being long-winded. It's because I have to say the same thing over and over.
The Andrew Tate one.
Tech to understand.
The man
didn't even land.
But the signs are clear. Nightmare is always having rage episodes. Nightmare is a little tightly wound in person. He's a very angry guy. When he was about to fight Boogie, he goes off set, right? And I'm trying to calm him down. Xylee drives as fast as she can from the main house over to where we're at, and she's like, "Nightmare, you gotta relax. It's not worth it. Boogie's just trying to fucking bait you into doing something so you get kicked out." And he starts fucking yelling, "Don't tell me what the fuck to do. I'm a grown-ass fucking man. I don't want to fucking hear from you." And she's like, "I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to make sure that you're, not going to make a decision that you're going to regret." "No, fuck off. No one going to fucking tell me no fucking shit. Fuck you. Fuck everybody. I don't give a fuck. I'll fucking leave." And it was...
Was he drunk?
No. This is like sober Nightmare, I think.
How are him and Grim getting along? Because they're pretty tight buds, right?
They had a fight at the beginning of Fat Camp. Grim came out here to be like the production guy, and he was like, "Well, I want to do my best to be available to every show." And like in the first 2 hours of being here, they're trying to set up OBS for the first stream, and they're getting everything set up. And Grim was on the computer, and I guess Nightmare was like, Let me do it. You're doing it too complicated. I'm gonna make it fucking easier for everybody. These fucking retards. I mean, you don't understand, Grim. They're not gonna know how to fucking run this thing." And basically like, kicks him off the computer. And then Nightmare sets it up, and Grim's like, "What the fuck, dude? This is what I was brought here to do. Let me fucking do it." And now Grim feels some type of way about the whole event, right? So, and then
somebody in the chat, Magic says Nightmare's ego is on another level now. What happened to his ego to make him?
Well, he was on LolCow Test for so long, right? And then he got moved. I think there was a day where Keem was like, "Hey, Nightmare, we're gonna put you on a show with Billy the Fridge on LolCow Gold or Nuts or whatever it was."
Okay.
And it was like, wow, now he has one show on test, which wasn't doing so hot anymore. And then he went on to a show that was doing really good. And then from there, he got put on LolCow Live. And now people are like, well, ever since he got the big boy show, he's much more like, I'll do what the fuck I want. I tell you, because I'm on live, you motherfuckers. You know,
Is he still on live?
Yeah, he's the third seat on live.
People are so silly with this shit because 95% of these people, and I've never had a problem with Nightmare, but if you think your numbers are indicative, most people there are getting good numbers or bad numbers because of who they are anchored with.
Yeah.
When it comes to shows like that. And we've seen it time and time again. We've seen it when people leave, even the biggest names in here leave and they try to do their own thing. Some people are able to maybe, and that doesn't mean they have talent or don't. It just means that you have to have some self-awareness of your position in this particular organism.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean you don't have any value outside of the organism. Of course, that's ridiculous. But to assume that you're a big shot because you got put on a show that is already preloaded, that is already preloaded to have a audience, I mean, that's a ridiculous takeaway.
Could you read that super chat that came in? It's scrolled past where I can see it now. It should be from Yeet.
Yeet says, Tech, y'all so-and-so, last night's bus was probably the best episode ever. So just get engaged every night, Tech.
Yep.
I'm so very happy for you and Sarah. The ALR rage was next level. That's very generous. Thank you, buddy. We all appreciate that. Let me tell you something. My ex was watching it, and she's like, they're so mean to that lady. And I said, well, that's kind of the shtick, but look, I watched it, M watched it, Calvin watched it. And we were all like, they're like, Jesus Christ, they really make fun of fat people, don't they? Is that really the healthiest environment for people to be around? And I've been like, yeah, that's what I've been saying. God forbid somebody out there has an eating disorder and has to fucking be surrounded by that all the time. Can't be healthy, but what do I know? So yeah, that's what they all picked up on too. And they were like, geez, they're so mean to her.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know. But I mean, with Amber, it's different because it is kind of part of the bit or shtick, or I don't fucking know. I mean, whatever. She's a grown woman. She can do what she wants.
People are very upset that
weird.
She took what was going to be like a celebration episode, right? It was like, woe is me. I'm the victim. I'm so sad. I'm leaving. You guys better beg for me to come back. It's such a weird dynamic, right? She wants to leave every episode. She wants to quit. She wants to go. She wants people to be fired. And she'll dip out. But because of the nature of the job, we need her here to justify why she's being paid, more than the rest of us. And so we have to get her back on. So, like, as much as she wants to fucking dip out and not do her job, she gets rewarded for it. There is no.
If I were Amber's agent, not that she has one, I would say, okay, I'll tell you what. Let's put this to bed once and for all. I'm not going to be on the show for the next 10 episodes. If you guys think you can bring in the numbers without me, and not just for a day, not just, it's kind of like I remember back in the day when it's like, they're going to cancel Cafe, and it's like, let's do a fundraiser, and everybody watched it, and it's like, see, we're great. It's like, and the next day the numbers were back in the toilet, right? This is back before the current Cafe.
Yeah.
So, go away for 10 days. And if it turns out that you guys are right and you're still bringing 4,000 or 5,000 people watching every day, then you can say, okay, well, thank you for your service. We're good.
But
my guess is that's not going to be the case.
Yeah,
and
no one thinks
she can be like, okay,
right?
Shut the fuck up. I'm the goddamn star.
Yeah, but Jeffy, the rest of the cast doesn't think that. What they think is, Amber, you're making more than everyone else on the show, right?
And there's a reason.
The reason you're making that is because you are the topic, right? You can't be the topic by not being there. You can't just take the money.
But she's the topic on our show right now, and she's not even on our show.
I hear
she's the topic on 80% of the shows. So maybe
on her show specifically, right? She ought to be there to kind of deserve the fact that it makes, one of the highest revenue shows on the entire network. instead of just, oh, I'm not going to be there. Right? The fact that she leaves and expects to make more money than everyone is, one, rude, right? It's a little
Well,
rude to the
it might
co-host.
be, but again, one could argue she's doing her job. You can say she's not a star. I mean, she's not a star in the traditional sense. She's not going to open any movie other than maybe the remake of Precious.
Yeah.
But
Gilbert Grape.
you know, huh?
Gilbert Grape.
Gilbert Grape, right?
Is that the movie?
And Twiggy should be Twiggy. Oh, you guys should remake Gilbert Grape while you're there. Get Amber to come out. Twiggy would be Leo. Nightmare can be Johnny Depp. Who would be Juliet Lewis? I don't know. Brantley looks most like Juliet Lewis out of all the people there. So maybe Brantley if she wore a wig or colored her hair.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, I mean, I just think it's disrespectful to hold that over the rest of her cast. Imagine who's like a very diva actress, from Hollywood. It's like like, oh, I'm worth.
Yeah,
everything.
we did see the $100 super chat. It was crazy, generous, and delightful, and we read it and we talked about it. Absolutely, we did. Thank you for pointing it out. But absolutely, it was very generous of Alien B. Thank you so much for that, buddy.
Yeah, but I mean, she's just, I don't know. Jaffe.
Didn't we read that, or did I read it in my head and we didn't address it?
We read it. We read it out immediately.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like the nature of the beast with her is like she can do no wrong, and when she does do wrong, it gets compensated for. Like,
well, what do you think this is? A real office? That bad behavior gets compensated. That's what this show is. That's like being mad at somebody, a guest who goes on Jerry Springer, and it's like, can you believe this guy came on and shit on the stage? It's like, yeah. And he became a star because of it.
Yeah.
Cash me outside. How about that?
I can still I can still feel shit about it, like her after
you
the
can,
stream.
But you also should know, lay down with dogs, wake up with fleas, baby. What do you want? I mean, what did you think
this
was going to be?
I know. I get that that's the nature of the fucking system, but we can still complain about the system, right?
Yeah,
it's just
but
after the stream,
when you're making money off the very system you're complaining about.
Yes, you can. After the stream ended, and she's like, I just want you to know that I'm fully aware that your engagement money is going into my pocket. Okay, well, I'm out. And then she like leaves. Like, okay, bitch, asshole. Levi Yeager says, Tech, she makes more money because she brings 5,000 viewers. Your current show has 400, and those are Jaffe fans. She deserves more money. Get over it. Can we get ones in the chat if you're a Jaffe fan, twos if you're a Tech fan?
How about, can they not be both?
Or three if you're both. Three if you like the dynamic. One Jaffe, two Tech.
Well, you can say the money isn't really worth it. I'm not making the money. I'm not paying the woman. I'm just saying that's, she's got the number one show or number two show here since she's been here.
It's number 4 now, I think.
So, huh?
It's number 4 now.
Okay. So I'm just saying, again, I'm not saying it's got to be a joy for you. It's probably not, but and I think you put in more work, honestly, on that show than you need to, right? You know how much work we put in on Madhouse, and ultimately, we put work in on this show, but we're not doing the kind of work we did on Madhouse because it didn't pay us back. So, Amber Lynn you could sit there basically and show up every day in a goddamn WWE referee shirt and have no planning and just be there at 5:00 every day, and probably the numbers wouldn't change. That the quality of the show would change, but people aren't there they're there for the train wreck. So just facilitate the train wreck and go home.
From the analytics end, by the way, the chat seems to be very evenly distributed with who they're fans of. But the majority is both, it seems like.
The majority is both. I'm not sure how that works, but okay.
The majority likes both, like both of our personalities.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I will say the analytics on Bus show that a repeat of yesterday or the day before's content leads to lower numbers in viewership, in chat rate, in viewer retention.
Wait, you're saying that because yesterday, even though yesterday's a weird anomaly, because
yesterday's weird
there
anomaly,
was the nice part.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, you just said that if you just show up and let the drama happen, the referee thing, the numbers will be great. I've looked at the show from before I was there and when I was there. When we just repeat the same thing for the next day and the next day, the numbers drop. So like a significant 20 to 30% drop in everything. There
Okay,
has
but
to
if
be
those
some
numbers show
push.
that, then you should then go to Keemstar and say, I need more money.
Well, maybe. I mean, I have to push something every single day with her, and then she's very hard to work with, like wanting to do like a certain bit for the show. She doesn't want to do anything where she wants to sit on her bed with a phone pointed at her, and she wants to leave for an hour of the 2 hour stream and still make more than us. And when we're like, hey, can you do this bit? It'll cost you $5 to get the material. No. Hey, can you just like stand up for the camera? Right? No. And I get like, okay, well, if it's like a medical thing, we won't push it anymore. She's like, no, I'm not doing that. Not for any other reason, just that I don't want to.
Well, I do that too when Kimmy's like, Jaffe, show me your Jaffe Taffy. I'm like, no,
Yeah, but it could
I
be
don't want to.
It could be as simple as like, hey Amber, we want you to bring a water bottle poured on your head. It took the us jumping into the pool for her to be like, okay, I'll pour a bottle on my head. Before she would have done it no question with like a previous host. But now it's like a fucking struggle to get her to commit to any bit, any showmanship. And she's even said like publicly she's trying to self-sabotage Bus until it shows that I'm not good enough for the show to get someone else on there. So it's difficult. It's fucking
Yeah. Well, I hope you're enjoying it.
well. I mean,
tell you, I mean, you know,
if it wasn't challenge, I wouldn't like it. That's for sure. If there's no challenge in something you're doing, for me personally, it feels unrewarding. If it was just an easy ride, I would get like a little bit of an imposter syndrome. Like, well, is it really me that's contributing or not? Knowing that there is a significant
I'm not
difference.
saying your contributions are not valuable, but they probably would be better appreciated on a different show that I mean, it's hard to say, right? Because here's an example, or not an example, but I mean, it's like this is such a different kind of universe, I guess, in that, you know, the things that work in a normal situation don't really work here as well, right? So putting
Yeah.
in a lot of effort to prep a show, it doesn't seem to pay off, right? You know, even I know Keemstar a lot of times like, oh, it was great when you were lost at sea, and it was great, but it was a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
I don't mean like I was digging ditches, but it was, you know, we had to go out to the ocean, we had to film it, I had to come home and edit it, I had to do effects on it. Then you and me and JKB had to plan when do I leave my seat and how much time do I, you know,
Yeah.
it was a whole day and a half of prepping that.
Which is,
And, you know, people talk about it, but it wasn't like, oh my God, suddenly the next day or the next week, we were up 1,000 viewers. We
Yeah,
were
it's-
still struggling to
it's
crack 200.
definitely not like life changing for the stream to put in all that effort. But the amount of planning and effort that I have to do into Bus now is worth, let's say, 30%, a 30% increase or decrease of whatever the show is. If I just freeballed Bus, right, we would be the 7th place show. I'm pretty sure the numbers that we're looking at now, we would be below like Reapers or Cracked, which is still a good show, but it would make me feel bad that I took something from, you know, a 3rd place to a 7th place. That fucked me up. So to continue that path forward, I will do the effort, even if Amber's a fucking difficult person to work with, even if every day she's like, I'm going to quit. You're awful, Tech. I want someone else. Fuck you. I'm going to sabotage the show. It's still, you know, as much as it's her show because she's the content, it's my project because I'm working it towards what it can be. So there's a sense of myself into Bus now.
What do you think about what Granny's watching said? She says, Bus is number 4 right now because Tech and Fupa can't swallow their egos and learn their place.
Granny doesn't understand. By the way, I respect Granny's watching.
I like Granny. Granny's great.
She's a big chatter. It's 4th place now, not because we're doing worse. We are, I think, currently on track to be 25% or to 30% better than last month. But there's so many other shows that had such phenomenal starts to the month. Glass has been killing the fucking game. And that show went from nothing to top 5, right? Top 3, I think.
And what's the reason? What is Glass doing that's so special? That's Zay's show, right?
That's Zay's show, which has been covering the Girl World stuff. So we had the entire influx of the Girl World audience, and the ones that don't want to give any money to Amber found a home in giving money against Amber on Glass. That's my interpretation.
But see, that's what I'm saying about this universe doesn't follow by normal rule. I mean, I guess maybe it does at a meta level, but and again, I haven't watched Glass and I like Zay, so I'm not knocking the show. It may be a great show, but what you just said is if that totally tracks if that's the reason it's seeing all the success. So it doesn't matter how hard you work to make Glass. You don't want to walk away from Glass if you're Zay going, I've cracked the formula. I can do this for other shows. It's like, well,
it's very, because it's a secular like
right. So if you're
resource with
Keemstar and
Amber.
you're looking at the books and you're going, Amber makes me money on Bus because they hate her.
Well, I mean,
and she makes me money on Glass. I
even
mean, you
Crypt.
got, you know,
our biggest
it's the
donation
same
today,
thing.
Jaffe, is, oh, here you go, TechProtect. I couldn't give this to you on Bus because fuck Amber Lynn. You know, like our $100 we got. Crypt is being boosted by the fact that people want to donate towards me and not Amber, right? So just like Zay,
so that's what I'm saying. It's like you have to at least,
it's
you know, I didn't like the fact when I was at Sony that you know, way back in the day, NFL Game Day got as much press and as much marketing as it did. But end of the day, you couldn't argue with the fact that as much as the hardcore gamers loved God of War and Twisted Metal, Game Day still came out every year and kicked the shit out of all the rest of the games, no matter how artistic and interesting they were. So, you know,
that's
the business.
There is a recognition necessary to see that Amber has helped out the entire LCU, right? That should be apparent. That should be obvious. But it is still it's kind of shitty. It's kind of shitty to work under that system.
Oh, that's totally different. You can hate the process. Yeah, I mean, you can hate the experience. By the way, semi-related, maybe. Although people in the chat are defending Glass, it may be a great show. I haven't watched it. Like I said, all I know is Zay, and I like Zay a great deal.
Yeah,
but I've never watched the show. But that's not because it's Glass, because I don't watch any of these shows. So I was talking to Bunny. And I said, because, you know, she wants to do Madhouse. I want to do Madhouse. And I'm like, she's like, well, we can do it on our own channel. That's my attempt. I don't have to do money.
Yeah.
And I said, we can, but, you know, I don't know how much time. I don't know if we can still prep it. And I said, maybe if we were to propose it to come back to the LCU, I don't know if they'd be interested. She says, well, I will never go back to the LCU if I ever have to speak to Kid behind the camera. If I don't have to ever talk to him or engage with him, she says. And I said, I don't think that's a deal breaker. I've never talked to Kid behind the camera once, except when I consciously went into a stream he was on. I don't engage with the guy. And I'm not sure that means anything because we've had Madhouse on the LCU and it didn't do shit financially. So yeah. But there are other shows, you know, that you can propose and you can go to. It would probably benefit more and appreciate your contributions.
It was a conversation and it was a deal breaker the first time, right? Because, you know, Keem says, I can't guarantee that. Like, I can't make her a promise knowing that there's an opportunity that they will be in the same space at the same time. But
okay, well, yeah, but in terms of he's not going to engage with the creative of the show. Yeah, she can't help the fact if she's in a VC and he hops in. That's not what she means. But
I don't know if you remember this. You were offered a management position on a show, right? You can be.
I remember that.
You can be what Kid Behind the Camera is for like Queens, but you would have a show on your own. So the revenue cut you get would be from what Keem gets, right? I can't say the exact number, but
yeah.
Keem would get his part, you get your part, and the host on that show would get their separate splits, right? So if you wanted to manage a show with Bunny Button, and let's say another character or two, right? Then they get the host split, you get your side of the management split, Keem gets his side of the management split, and it's your show, Kid Behind the Camera, be damned. It's entirely separate.
Yeah. I think, again, the real question there becomes, can you do a show here that plays to, you know, whatever my skill set is that, you know, works, that doesn't have its tendrils, you know, tentacles and tendrils into all the other drama that I don't really take a lot of interest in, you know?
Yeah. Do you want to get that super chat? It's gone from my screen.
Yeah, I'll get it. We got two coming in. Wake Up, Lil Susie. I know that song. Thank you, buddy, for the super chat. Very generous. Amber is becoming more miserable and less entertaining by the day. It's not fun to watch her abuse people for no reason. Doesn't matter who she is or who it is, she will turn on anyone. Yeah, if you're Amber, I don't know her personally other than my interactions with her on the show, but if you're Amber Lynn, my guess is she's like,
That's the same one. You're good.
everything I'm doing is making money. Why would I change anything? But I hear you. BB Phil, hey buddy, thank you so much for the super chat from across the pond. As the kids say, the kids don't say
That's
that.
what the
They don't
kids
go to
say.
school
They say
anymore.
it.
The real LolCows have huge economic value. I keep telling you. This man called DSP commands upwards of 500K per PA? What's PA?
Per appearance.
Oh,
I think.
just in reaction channels easily. I don't know if that number is accurate, but I hear you. You want these guys called Kino Casino to cover you. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. That's this channel. That's this universe. Jaffe Madhouse wasn't a huge moneymaker yet, says Huge Ass. It was growing, right? It was getting there before the phone in thing. I think it would do well if you guys did it again. It really wasn't, though.
Wait, no, Jaffe.
It was growing in a way that was, it wasn't, we were gaining viewers, but the challenge, and Keemstar has said this, and I think he's spot on. That's any show I'm on this network, the problem with me, and in fact, I saw Wings in the chat the other day in Discord saying this exact same thing, because somebody was like, oh, you and Wings, Jaffe, should do a show. And Wings came in and said, the problem is it wouldn't make any money, but it would be a really good podcast. It would be a really good show. And it's because when you have actual conversations, and not like, hey, let's get 30 donos to, stick a bumblebee in my butthole.
I'm going to go against you.
Kind of.
Because
if
you don't remember, because I did all the background shit for when it was Tech Talk to Madhouse, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm breaking a rule here by talking about the numbers. We started off making under 2 for the month, under 2K, right? And the first month, JKB gets moved off, and it's just you trying to run it. We get Bunny right at the end of that month, 4K, right? The month after that, 8K. And then
it was 6K, but
it was 7,800 something.
Okay.
And then the month we got fired, if we were on track to continue what we were doing, it would have been an over 15K a month show.
Yeah, right? But do you remember how hard it was to come up with the games and the doors and all those things? And after a while, they stopped getting opened as much, and we had to start lowering the price of the doors and stuff. And it was just like
we did do that, but we had a huge amount of influx in memberships, right? That's where a lot of the revenue came in. And even outside the doors, people would just donate before we even started doing any of the bits, right? We would get front loaded with like a $300 day, and then it's like, oh, now we're doing the door challenge. Right. And then
what I told Bunny was, I said to her, whether or not we do it on our own channel or we do it on the LCU, what happened?
Baby Phil, welcome to Pay Pig. Let's go. Yeah. We got a Pay Pig, Jaffe.
Thank you, BB Phil. BB Phil has become a Pay Pig. I don't even know what that means. That's a big deal,
$100.
Right? No, I know what it means. Thank you, but I know what it means. Thank you, BB Phil. Very goddamn generous, you old son of a bitch. You get a song. I woke up this morning fully erect. I slept really bad. I felt it in my neck. And I said, what will I do? This hurts so bad, I think I'll kill. And then I looked up. It was BB Phil. He was naked as the day he was born. And he came over to me with a horn. And he played the song by Satchmo. I see skies of blue. Clouds. Thank you, BB Phil. For becoming a goddamn Pay Pig, buddy. You know we appreciate that kind of love and support on the goddamn show. Thank you, bud. That's very generous,
Rulis has a great idea. Let Jaffe manage Crypt and bring Bunny home to Crypt. And that way, the splits would be easy.
I can't do splits.
Well.
I guess I'm talking to... I'm a bit of a fatso.
Anyways, that's an idea.
Jaffe, would you do a show with Tommy C? Says Leave. I think of a super chat. I love Tommy. I think Tommy's great. Yeah. But again, that would be one of those shows where, like, I don't know what kind of money that cafe brings in, but that would be one of those kind of shows where we're talking and we're having a great conversation and people probably love it. And then it's like, we love it, but could you maybe put some bumblebees in your buttholes? But yeah, Tommy's great, man. I like him. Let Jaffe. Yeah, we already did that one. Okay, we got them all. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you, BB Phil. It's just very generous, man. Thanks.
I think there's an opportunity for you to take a couple shows as a manager and then construct it the way you want to do it. Like, that's what Kim was essentially saying.
I could, but they would be failures because they don't feed into the drama.
Well, I think from my understanding of how the LCU works, a couple shows being kind of separate from LCU everything does have merit, right? There was times on am I frozen?
You're okay. You're back now.
There was times on Madhouse where we would go 2 or 3 days. We would not talk about the LCU at all, right? There's nothing that we wanted to mention about the LCU.
We don't talk about the LCU mostly on Crypt. It's just hard when you're at Fat Camp and this is the stuff that's happening. You know, and it's also, you know, the third co-host is pretty important to it because they can bring us either they're talking too much and it gets annoying to me, and so I bring up something weird, or vice versa, or whatever. So, but yeah, keep going though. There were days.
So the system that Madhouse had worked because we would dip our toes in LCU stuff like every 2 or 3 days, right? It was not like ever mainly about the LCU. But it would be reactions to, oh, we did something crazy on Madhouse. Like we had Becky eating fucking food challenges and she would shit out something else into a toilet bowl, right?
Well, those weren't challenges.
Well, that's
the difference.
Like in terms of like just like a streaming term, right? Like having these things on screen.
Well, meaning, I mean, no, let's explain it because it was a whole game I had to make with art and assets and animation, and OBS was like, I have a super beefy computer and OBS was like, are you really another scene? Really? Yeah, you fucking mind? No, that was like a 2-day prep, but you're right. We did that.
And those things would cause so much stir in the LCU. One, it provided content to everyone else, right? Which got us being, marketed through them. But you're right. The immediate feel, the immediate, reciprocation wasn't there, right? We didn't see like a huge influx in numbers for viewers or money. But we put a lot of effort into it. But I do think it's, some people say it's the long run, right? So it's the drive that made it grow is doing that big kind of production stuff. But I think you're just at a position where you're opposed to doing that in the future, right? You like how Crypt runs now, yeah?
You what now?
You like how Crypt runs now. Crypt is kind of like we show up, we do our thing. You have something
it's not like I don't prep, but I prep for shows all day long, and I have folders. And I'm like, that's a Crypt story. That's a my own thing story. Maybe I'll put that on Twitter. I have different buckets. So the nature of my day is prepping for all the shows. But yeah, it's not like, okay, all day long is Crypt and then I'm depressed as fuck because I've given all day long to it and we've made like $180, which again, this is inside baseball, and I'm not saying it because people are like, why am I watching this fucking show? I get the sense people like the inside baseball talk. If not, we can talk about other things. But and we've gotten brilliant, wonderful donations today. I did think Granny had a great idea. I don't know if I would want to do it, but she said do a show where you interview the other LCU host. And so you can kind of siphon the drama without actually having to be part of it. Look, here's what I would say. I don't know if it would do well, but if somebody could get, like if I could find an intern or a docket team or a paid employee, and I could get someone to do the legwork of every night or almost every night I had, or me and a co-host had a different guest. And sometimes maybe it would be an LCU guest, but other times, most times it would be the Jerry Springer shit. Bring me on somebody. I want to talk to somebody that wants to fuck, just weird shit like that. I want to talk to somebody who is, I don't know, missing all their arms and legs, but they fuck like a goddamn jackrabbit. How does that happen? How do you attract women? What do you tell them? I would love that. But I don't have the time to do the guest booking is a huge full-time job. But I think that would be great because then you could clip the fuck out of that show. And you could also bring LCU into it, and people would super chat to want to ask these people questions.
Anna G's in the chat saying that she had a conversation with you saying that there's people that would help you prep Madhouse, right?
But prepping Madhouse is different, though. Anna G, are you talking about prepping Madhouse, or are you talking about prepping the Jerry Springer show? because prepping Madhouse is very different, right? Prepping Madhouse is, you know, is a lot harder. Uh,
It's a huge deal.
because it's not just the games, but you've got to find topics that, you know, it's not like, Jaffe, I found a weird topic, but then I got to go off and it's like, you could find a topic that last night in Nova Scotia, somebody spotted Bigfoot and they have video of it. But then I got to go spend 20 minutes going, okay, what is my angle on this? What is my take on this? Where can I spin this? You know?
Yeah. Jaffe,
but-
for I would say what it seemed like when we did Madhouse, a 1 hour conversation was 3 hours of prep. Right.
Okay.
That's what
true.
Madhouse's ratio seemed like for everyone, because Jaffe would prep at least 1 hour of just him talking, right? Bunny and me would have the other 30 minutes each, trying to get something to fill in between those little spots. And then the whatever thing we're doing on the show with the doors or a game or whatever, that could be anywhere from 2 hours to 5 hours, right? It was such a fucking thing to do. And I'm sure there's systems we can make in place to have like a docket team that can help us make the games. I don't know if you've seen some of the games that have been on the other shows. I know Reapers does more of a gamification thing now, where they have like interactive things with like chat donos and the members' goals and stuff. I'm sure if we can find a way to streamline it, it'd be better. But we do need.
Well, here's the thing, you guys in the
help.
chat, like Amber and not Amber, Anna and Sterling saying I offered to help. Again, I would not. I'm not a producer, right? I have ADD, right? So I would want to do something with someone, and maybe it would be tech. I don't know. That would be producing it, and I would be creative producing it. But you don't want me, like, for all I know, Sterling and Anna, you guys would be the best goddamn bookers in the universe, and within a year, you'd be working on fucking, you'd be getting calls from, actual real booking gigs. I just, it's a part of my day where I have to stop and go, let me call Anna, let me call Sterling. And I'm like, look, that new game just came out. I'm going to play that. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just not what I do. I've learned that.
The only way I think a Madhouse show could work ever again.
Shut up, Fu Mangu. What do you want to talk about, you fucking hillbilly whore?
Yeah.
Look,
you can ignore
it is
guy.
a behind the scenes talk. It is an absolute behind the scenes talk. I told you guys it was Inside Baseball. We do not have to do Inside Baseball.
Yeah,
what do you want to talk about?
We'll switch off after this.
They're kind of like, well, that's your job. I know, but I'm doing this right now.
The only way I could see it working, understanding Jaffe's schedule and his brain at this point, there'd have to be a meeting on like a Friday afternoon or a Saturday where there's a call that goes on for like 2 hours with an entire team of people. Where Jaffe says, here's the ideas. I have this idea, this idea, this idea, this idea, right? Boom. We have like 6 or 7 of these, like 6, 7. We have 6 or 7 of these like loaded. And then there's a team of people, me and other people, working to make it all work out for an entire week of episodes. And then during the week, Jaffe, of course, is going to find something. Oh, I want to add this to Tuesday's episode. Oh, this match is Wednesdays. Yeah. And so we'll have essentially a Madhouse episode produced for every day of the week by Monday that is only an hour long. And then we have to quickly edit in new topics that are coming up when Jaffe's brain finds something he likes every single day. And it's just going to be, I don't know, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work with, obviously we can't pay you guys. This show, whatever show it would be, wouldn't make any money until fucking probably 2 or 3 months in, where it's like reasonable money. So it's for the love of the game, and we have to find people that are.
And it will also be, I would want to do sponsors, right?
Yeah,
if we could eventually get Keem on board with that, because I think it's unfair that the shows that are maybe better, not better than, like, we're not better than live or better than this, but that are better at a standalone podcast standpoint are fundamentally at a disadvantage to make money. So in those shows, if we could get, like, Anna G got me this cheddar box, and we smoked it the other night. Oh my! I'm talking about something that happened in my life. No money has changed hands or anything like that. It just got sent to me and said, have Jaffe try this dope. And I tried it, and it was actually really, really good. Right. But in this case, we could say, hey, Madhouse is sponsored tonight by blah. You know, and this week we're doing a movie in the Discord, and it's pot and popcorn, and we're smoking dope from Tory Holistics or whatever. I mean, you know.
So there's that perception of Madhouse, and the only other one that I think that works is we prep for a Madhouse episode that happens on maybe Thursday and Friday, right? And the Monday through Wednesday is like normal crypt, and then Thursday, Friday is our Madhouse centric episodes that take a lot of prep time. We don't try and burn ourselves out making a Madhouse for 5 days a week. We do Madhouse 2 days a week, and we do a normal podcast style show like this where we're talking about stuff, the universe, Jaffe stuff, my things, 3 days. I think that could be realistically a way it works out. What you got there? Oh, again, there we go.
I'm just stretching.
He's just stretching.
My box of dope. Yeah, I call it dope because it's charming. I don't really call it dope. I mean, dope is
dope.
The problem with language is that you start saying things almost, you know, memification of things, and then they become part of your actual vernacular, and then you're kind of stuck with them. Let's talk about this girl. Let's talk about big mistake. She sent me a picture yesterday. And I got to respond to this woman today because I don't want her to think I'm blowing her off. Because I like her. She's really nice. She's a cute girl. And it wouldn't matter. It probably would. I was going to say it wouldn't matter if she was, you know, Kate Beckinsale in her prime or Sydney Sweeney or whatever. But she's a real cute girl and stuff. It's not like I'm like, oh God, I don't want to hang out with her. But I don't know how I don't know how to respond to someone because I'm just not interested in any kind of effort. Like if I bumped into her, we may have talked about this already, but I got the picture yesterday. Who gives a shit? Jaffe Turbo called you a R word. I don't care. That guy's racing towards his first sort of coronary bypass within like 6 months. What do I give a shit? Third. Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know what to do with that. I don't want to be rude. And it's not that it's nothing about her. She seems awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm just in a place in my life where the idea of romance just does not interest me, or the idea of any effort. Okay. It's almost like I'm in an infinity pool, and it's just so calm. There's no waves. I know what my days and nights look like. I'm very content. And I don't want to move. I don't want to make any waves.
What if they just wanted to, like, oh, hey, can you hop on like WoW and let's play a couple video games for like an hour or two? Or like, oh, hey, here you're playing a new game on Gabbin and Games.
Cool.
It's multiplayer. You down if I play with you?
Did I just fat shame? I don't think so. I liked her. I liked her. Absolutely. She was really nice. I'd do that. I would go to coffee with her, but she's 30 minutes away. If she's like, dude, I'm in Del Mar, let's meet at the Starbucks. Okay. I'll see you there. But you know, I'm reading. Sorry.
You read away. I'm checking something else.
Yeah. Okay. I've dabbled slightly into astrophysics, not pursued it. And I'd love to talk to Tech and Jaffe about the universe. Yeah, but not on this fucking show. I would too. I love that stuff. Tech, can you go IRL in July to the San Diego Comic-Con? I mean, maybe outside of the Comic-Con. But I used to go to the Comic-Con. What's happening? I used to go to the Comic-Con every single year, and it just got so crowded, you guys. It got so packed and so physically uncomfortable to walk. Jesus, what's happening? To walk around the space. And then you want to throw in a camera and stuff. So maybe outside of the convention center and all the craziness, that could be cool. But
Jaffe, can I show you something very sad?
You're going to show me something very sad?
Yeah.
Sure. I guess.
Look at this image of what's happening on the 24-hour stream. It's Turbo in the theater room here. Hold on.
It's what? Okay, so I see no one in there except one person, but I don't know who that is. It's not going to focus, so just tell me who it is.
Yeah, it's not an autofocus. it's a man in a moped style wheelchair sitting in a room by himself, and he's talking shit about me and you right now because we're mentioning him about his like triple bypass.
Gives a shit.
It's
I
just
don't know who that is.
it's just so sad for me personally. Like,
Not to me. I don't give a. It's only sad if you look at his life. I don't know who he is.
well,
Who
that's what
the
I'm
fuck
saying.
is-
Like, there's
I think he's got one of those weird faces too. He looks like a cartoon character. Like he looks like Peter Griffin or something. Why is he so mad at everybody? What's the matter with him?
I mean, life is angry. You know, life is angry
Hmm.
when you have these options. You know,
Yeah.
when your
Well, I don't know.
neighbors have
I've
access to every
I only
board
saw
game.
him once, and he came on all kind of full of piss and vinegar, and I'm like, okay, dude, I don't care. You want to be a character? You really want to be that guy? Is that your aspirations? Okay, go be that guy. Look at me, I'm Turbo. I'm stepping up to whatever. Aim higher, pal. Do something interesting. They're gonna eat him before Fat Camp is over. Now that I would watch. Yeah, have Turbo roll his old ass in here. Let's talk to him. I don't give a shit.
Turbo, can you put that shit in high gear and get over to the main house? Actually, you're not.
High
You're not
gear,
invited.
yeah. I'm coming, boys. They want me on the big
No,
show. They
no,
want me on the big stage.
He's not invited.
He can talk shit all he wants. I don't give a shit. I don't know who he is.
Yeah. Free content for him. So are we?
Anyway, but you guys say, oh, 30 minutes away is a far. It's not the 30 minutes, although it is. Haven't you just ever been complacent? I mean, I just, I don't know. I don't know. I got to think about this. Maybe I'll go back into therapy and say, talk to me about this. I feel very focused on what I'm doing. No, I'm not going to go into therapy about it. I'm not going to apologize for being content. People spend money like crazy in therapy, and they spend their lives looking for contentment.
Yeah.
And we are in such a fucked up consumerist capitalist wasteland that the minute you achieve some kind of contentment, you feel like something's wrong. And I'm not going to do it. I won't do it. I'm content. I got my dogs. I got a job I love. I got family. My kid just got engaged. I'm good. Let me just sit for a little bit.
Yeah.
Just sit for a little bit.
Levi Yeager for $2 says, Tech, how do you fat shame anyone? Just asking. Okay, so first you identify which part of their body is either the most fat or the most surprisingly least fat, right? So if you see a fat guy with little legs, you go after the little legs. You don't even make a mention of the fact that he's, fat in his titties. You say, holy shit, how can your legs support such a big frame? What the fuck is going on? That's a magical calf muscle you got or something, right? Or if it's like their chin is just connected to their neck, I kind of have that going on. You make fun of that one as well. Like, I'm surprised you're able to breathe with all those chins around your throat. Something like that. That'll get them. That'll be it. You're welcome, Levi.
Well, Levi says, Jaffe, most people drive 30 minutes to work. You're missing the point. At least in San Diego, it ain't LA, but she lives 30 minutes away. That doesn't mean it's a 30-minute drive. That means the drive, depending on the time of day, could be anywhere from 45 minutes to 90 minutes, and that's one way. So depends what we're talking about. Jaffe, Tommy R. says, it's okay to be gay. It's super okay to be gay. But if I were gay, I'd say the same fucking thing. If there were some dude that was a good-looking dude that sent me a picture that lived 30 minutes away, I'd go, too far. But I do think it probably does also come down to the Zoloft. I don't consider myself asexual at all, but I definitely think my sex drive has been certainly a lot of, like, somebody in the chat says, oh, so you're okay being pussyless. Well, I didn't say I was pussyless, first off, but second off, even if I were right now, and maybe it's an age thing and maybe it's a Zoloft thing or a mix, or maybe it's a low T thing. I don't know, but I really am very comfortable telling you it's not in my top 5 Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I'm not running around going, Jesus fucking Christ, I gotta go fuck everything I see.
2 things in the chat. Kano says you'd drive 5 hours for John Stamos. Well, probably.
I would, but that's not because I want to have sex with the guy.
I want his.
It's because I need to actually go, what is the pretty privilege like? Because I've told this story. I've seen John Stamos in real life at Disneyland. And it's not just Stamos, it was the woman he was with. It was not Rebecca Romaine or whoever. It was some new woman.
Yeah.
And let me just tell you, for all you people that are believing the lie that, oh, these people don't really look like they look, that's Photoshop. 95% of the case is true. But I've been in the real world and I've seen real people that look like that. And John Stamos and this woman was one of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is like Mount Olympus. The gods have come down from Mount Olympus. The people really do look like that. It's staggering when you meet them.
Cage Linked said, "What did Tech do that we're celebrating? I got engaged yesterday. I'm now off the market officially. Right? I've been off the market for 2 years plus. But I mean, it's now where I'm about to let the state govern that I'm off the market. What are your thoughts on that, Jaffe? Do you think marriage is a useful tool from like a government perspective?
For the patriarchy, I suppose. Look, I don't understand the point of marriage anymore. I know there are good tax incentives. I know people that have been coupled forever, as long as I was and longer, and they're not married. It really is. I don't think I deserve an opinion on it other than my personal opinion, which is I don't see the point, but I understand that a lot of other people do. And it's not as bad when I look at people who are religious and don't question it. I go, oh, well, they're probably not very self-reflective people. Or if they are, they can articulate why they're religious in a way that isn't stupid. They can say, yeah, of course, I don't know if Jesus is real or whatever. But in my core, I have something, I believe it. And they can articulate how intellectually they understand that feeling may also be a purely biological evolutionary mechanism, but they have chosen to be okay with going, I don't know, but I do believe in Jesus. Right? I know that's a long-winded thing. When it comes to marriage, it's not as extreme as that, as to the justification of why you would want to be married. But I don't really understand it. I mean, I've been married and I was married for over 10 years and I had a great experience, but it wasn't a great experience because it was called marriage. It was a great experience because of the experience I had with her. So I don't know. I don't know.
Alien B, I think it's a blessing to feel content. You're very lucky, Jaffe. Zoloft, the reason or not, many people spend lifetimes looking for even an ounce of that. I'm happy for you. Embrace it proudly.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I think. I just came to that conclusion, but thank you for supporting it. I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you on that, Alien B. And again, there might be days where I say, oh, okay, Tech and Tech Junior and Sarah, for whatever reason, life has taken them to New York, and Calvin has moved here, and this friend and that friend is, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Now I want to have some new adventures with new people. But right now, yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm very fortunate that I can be, yeah, I'm with you on that. Thank you for articulating it like that. Absolutely. But yeah,
do you have
the marriage thing though? Yeah. I mean, look, a lot of people, come on, man, have a bit of decency. Shut the fuck up. You're saying this shit in the presence of your new son-in-law. I have total decency.
Who said that?
Here's my decency. I have great affection for Tech. Somebody asked me, or he may have asked me, do you love me? And I said, I haven't known you long enough to love you, but if things don't change, I'm sure I will. And maybe I already do, but what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Right? So that's A. B, of course, if my daughter wants to get married, I'm happy for her. But I think one of the things that I'd like to think my children value about me is I'm going to always be honest with them. And I'm not going to pretend to be like, oh my God, I'm Steve Martin and father of the bride. It's the most amazing thing, blah, blah, blah. Because I don't feel that way. Not because of them, but because, I mean, Tech, have I ever lied to you about my views on a lot of these conservative institutions? I mean, what did you expect me to think about marriage?
Well, I mean, I asked you specifically, like, in terms of, like, the net benefits of being married legally, like what that gives you. Because I think you said before, like, you're technically not divorced, right?
I'm not divorced. No.
Yeah, and then that's because there's a benefit to staying married with like the type of
It's
relationship
just
you
there's
have.
no reason to. There's financial gain for everybody but me and my ex in getting officially divorced.
Yeah.
And we split our money. Neither of us have a problem with it. I wouldn't have the money we have if it wasn't for her, and she wouldn't have been able to invest it as wisely as she did if it wasn't for me. So it works great.
You got this message for you, Jaffe. Alien B, $10.
Alien B coming on down from the mountain where the 10 Commandments were handed out and monster truck rallies going on this Sunday at 6 p.m. Alien B says, I'm often asked, don't you want to do X or Y, and shamed for not finding enjoyment in what others do. I'm happy living a similar lifestyle to you, Jaffe, without the money, LOL, but I'm still youngish, 30. Yeah, goddamn right. You goddamn right. Life is short, and it's your own goddamn... And listen, this is the other problem with it. Not marriage, but, marriage for the longest time has benefited mostly men. Women now, I love that women now are able to say, not that they weren't capable, but society made it very, very difficult, if not impossible, to say, I'm only going to get married because of love. I don't need your money. I don't need you to open a bank account, which up until the 70s, women couldn't open their own fucking bank account in America, if you can believe that shit. So, I think if you enter into it knowing all that and it's something that's important to you, great. I mean, why is it important to you, Tech? Why does it matter if you're married to Sarah or you are just continuing to do what you're doing now with Sarah?
I think there's an importance to be able to grant her a level, like a level above of access to me, right? Whether that's like medically, if I were
Is that like a PayPal and now she's gone to, she's joined
now
the
she's a
whatever it's
crown,
called?
yeah.
She's a crown.
No, like the idea that if I were to get hit by a car, right, and then I'm in the hospital and there's she's not like immediate family, like legally she's not able to be a part of the whole situation. The next person to decide on what happens to me would be my father in that situation. Isn't that crazy? Like if
Okay, but
they have
that
to pull
can't
the
be the
plug.
reason you want to
Well,
get
no,
married.
that's not the only reason. But like that kind of thing is what matters to me. Like if I am building up my net worth and stuff, and I get a house, and I for some reason pass away, I wouldn't want it to be in question who it goes to. It's going to be Sarah. This is the person I want to
So
give my
then
life to.
make a will.
Yeah, but you're like marriage is, in one place a great advantage for everyone having an understanding of like who is the person in your life that you are committed to legally, but also I want it to be understood like this is my partner. This is my partner in every aspect, whether it's, the legal system, the religious system, whatever. Like I
So it's performative.
Everything is performative. Eating a fucking, granola bar is performative at some level, right?
No. Sometimes it's just you're hungry.
Yeah, it is, you hippie. But it's like,
but I understand. You don't have to justify it to me. I'm just asking because it was the topic of discussion. I don't.
For me, it's this. It's a very public declaration of this is my person. No one else. Here it is. This is me and her. This is what our journey is going to be. There's no more questioning anything about it. Because there's so many more hoops you have to go through to try and convince other people or the government about like who you're with or what have you. Plus it makes her very happy, it seems like.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah, Roscoe says Jaffe has boiled marriage down to political stuff, so he forgot the romantic part. No, I didn't. But and he says it's about people committing to each other for life. Well, I don't necessarily think committing to each other for life romantically is a healthy thing. Your mileage will vary and it should vary. But, committing to each other for life, given that we're a species that struggles with monogamy and are consistently told you should be miserable if you don't conform to what the media and the powers that be have decided is normal, I don't know if it's necessarily the healthiest thing. But that's for me. If you like that, go do that, man. I don't give a shit. She seemed confused. Well, that was just because it was a really weird proposal, Carl.
I didn't get to finish the proposal. That was the biggest problem. And she was like,
I know, but it was just
hell yes,
yeah,
fist bump.
yeah.
Yeah, there was more sentences to be said, but that's Sarah. And Sarah was
Yeah, there you're going to have your own stories. There's no perfect look. The fact is most people who do the generic proposal, I don't have the stats for this, but my guess would be that if you're one of the people that had the rose petals to the restaurant door and you went inside and the waiters made a big deal and then your ring was in the champagne and all the tropey shit, you probably have a higher percentage chance of divorce because it's not really genuine. You're going off a script. I think the fact that for Sarah to go, yeah, dude, and fist bump, Tech's right. That's so Sarah.
it's very her.
That's so fucking Sarah. So I think there's a great deal of genuineness in that and comfort in that, which I think is a cornerstone to a good relationship, whatever you call it. Does Tech want kids? Oh, I think he does. I can answer that for him.
Yeah. 2 to 4.
I think they are not. Tech's not, but Sarah is not ready for children. And if you guys get pregnant in the next couple of years, you're fucking morons. But I would be lying if I said I would not love to have grandbabies, because I would.
Yeah.
But I'm not looking for them right now.
2 to
Tech,
4 kids.
don't you be
Jaffe.
putting a baby in that woman.
2 to 4.
What?
2 to 4 children. 2 to 4.
Whatever, but you ain't ready for it yet. So
I mean, I am. I know Sarah needs.
No, you ain't. I've seen your bank account. You ain't.
Well, good. Hey, you never know.
Yeah, I do. I'm not. Well, eventually, yeah, I think you're going to be very wealthy and very successful. You have the drive for it.
Yeah, we'll hit that.
And you have the brain for it. But kids are expensive.
Yeah, Tech just looks stressed as fuck. It's a big moment in a person's life. The conversations from like, wouldn't it be nice to do this? It now changed to, when are we doing this?
Shut up, jaded gamer. Your name is literally Jaded. Jaffe, you had your turn. Let Sarah make this formal declaration and be happy for her. You sound jaded. Do you think I'm not happy for my daughter and you, Tech?
I think you're very happy. I think you're also a little stressed, right? Because it's a big moment in her life, and she was a big moment in your life, and so
I'm not stressed at all.
I'd be stressed. I would want the best for my daughter.
Why?
And now things are again, you go from theory to now this is the reality. The things are moving into becoming more of like an eventuality instead of like a potentiality.
I just want to say, Tech said that he's by himself. I've been producing this entire time.
Oh, yeah. Keem's been actually hiding behind the scenes, and I've been lying this entire time.
I'm joking. I just got here. What's up, guys?
I was going to say, I didn't even know if that was Keem at first. I'm like, whose voice is that? Because he usually comes on camera, but I don't see it. Yeah, okay, yeah. But yeah, no, I listen. I'm not trying to take any shine off it. I'm happy for them, but I also think they know I'm the kind of person that they can, again, just because I'm being honest doesn't mean it's right. It's an opinion. And my opinion is marriage is kind of an archaic institution, but I'm very happy they're happy. I love how much they lean on each other and are there for each other, but I'm not going to sit here. I think it would be disrespectful to them if I was putting on an act for them.
Yeah.
My act is, I think they're great together. I wish them well. I want to support them. I want them in my life forever. And but forgive me if I recognize the silliness of the very financially lucrative institution that is marriage and divorce.
Oh, I agree. I agree 100%. I don't really believe in marriage at all, and I'm getting married. But
yeah, and I'm assuming it's because Brantley wants to, or her family does, right? I mean, I don't know why you're getting married or Tech, but
we were all. I mean, my entire family, her entire family, were raised Christian. It's just kind of what you do. I think when girls are little, that's their dream, their wedding day. It's just part of our society, right?
Yeah.
It's changing, but certainly for the longest time, and for certainly a group of people still, that is absolutely part of the society. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. John Pond, hopefully Tech isn't a violent drunk like Mike. That's crazy. Jeff, you've seen me drink at home. Because people assume like so much.
You are probably an alcoholic.
Yeah, I probably am an alcoholic. But you've seen when I get drunk, what do? I'm out here singing music.
You get very loud.
I get but loud.
I was surprised. I was looking forward last night to you guys doing that thing that you and Grim do when you're drunk.
Yeah.
Well, Grim doesn't get drunk.
Grim doesn't do that. He doesn't drink alcohol.
Welcome to Cash Cow K-Nubs. You know we appreciate you being here, you stubby finger fuck.
Yeah, thank you, K-Nubs.
Thank you, bud.
Thank you, buddy. Can you tell Keem I sent Lord Rush a message and he hasn't answered? Well, there you go.
He just did.
Keem is now aware.
Thanks, Anna.
Thank you, Anna.
Did Hey Tech and Jaffe didn't know Jaffe was your father-in-law? Well, I wasn't his father-in-law. I'm still not his father-in-law.
Not yet.
Do I have to meet your dad now? Your dad sounds awful. Do I have to meet that guy?
You might meet my father if he's around.
Yeah, I'll meet him at the wedding.
Unless he's not around. So,
I'll pull him aside and go, what the fuck were you thinking, dude? You have to come on our show. We have to interview you. What the fuck is in your brain?
That man's a genius.
Who? My dad?
You think so? Come on now. Come on now. Good God Almighty.
I don't know if Keem knows the half of it.
I mean, the fact that his father did a science experiment with his own children,
Yeah,
I mean, that's just awesome.
It is, but you'd think he would at least monetize it, like, and go, okay, we're going to write a book in his generation. Now it would be like, we're going to put it on camera. But,
well, Tech gets to monetize it because he's a hustler, right? And then his brother who was spoiled, right, is kind of a bum, the way I understand it.
Yeah,
so.
my younger brother got the spoiled life. Now he has 2 daughters, still lives with my dad. I think my little brother's going to inherit most of my dad's shit, by the way. That's like still part of the will. Is like, well, he gets it.
Well, you should tell him to fucking change it.
I mean, yeah, I can tell you this. My dad, he used to take notes in like these like fucking 70-page college rolled notebooks. He had like 50 of those motherfuckers about like every kid's growth over time. And he would just write in that shit. My older brother did not go the way he expected, right? My older brother's a piece of shit. But he got the American dream. I'm going to go to all your sports games. I'll go to the PTA meetings. I'll do all this. You get an allowance. You have chores. He ended up like a huge failure. And my dad thought I was going to be the failure in the family. And then here we go. I obviously have not.
But you know what your dad failed at to take into account was the fact that if you're raising each kid in the environment and they have the awareness of what's happening to their siblings, that you're not really doing a pure test. What he needed was 3 separate families that didn't know about each other.
Yeah,
right?
I guess,
because otherwise,
I guess so. But I mean, it kind of compounded. I mean, I think I've mentioned this to you before. There was a period from when I was like 13 to 15 where I would go months at home where everyone was told you can't talk to Tech, right? If Tech comes home from school, you don't say anything to him. If he talks to you, you don't acknowledge him.
And what was that experiment supposed to test?
Pure neglect, pure like you are ostracized. He removed the door from my bedroom and then he threw away my mattress. I had to go on. It wasn't Craigslist. It was something.
Did it
else
never occur to you to
Craigslist.
call like Child Protective Services, or if you were religious, a preacher or a teacher or someone, or was this just normal? Did you know this was abnormal?
I thought this was totally normal until around like my second year of high school, because I started talking to teachers around then. I was like, yo, this is what's happening. And I had teachers that were like, oh, well, I'll pay for like, hey, here's some money for dinner and shit. Here, you can get some groceries. I had a chemistry teacher pay for like my cap and gown for graduation, right? And they were like, hey, if you need a cosigner on getting a loan for a car, like just hit me up. Like I want to make sure that you.
Teacher said that? Shit, I wouldn't cosign for you now.
Well, back then I was working like 2 jobs, and I was like, my principal knew me by name because we had a deal set up where they knew I was going to miss a ton of school because I was working 2 jobs.
Oh, right. You told, we've heard,
yeah.
It's hard on podcasts because you don't know how many people have heard this story ad nauseum.
Yeah.
I've heard it, but I know you've told it before.
So they were like, look, you technically should not be allowed to graduate because you've missed so many days of school, but your GPA is very high. Your teachers are understanding. We're going to go ahead and let you pass on this. And so everyone knew outside of my life, like outside of my family, Friends of mine would let me stay at their house on occasions where my dad would like lock me out. I don't know if I think I've told you this. My dad would go on business trips to like Chicago or New York or something, and he would take the key to the house. And so for like a week, I would have to like stay at friend's house or I'd sleep in the backyard, and I'd get ready for school by going to the gym early, showering there, and then doing my whole shit. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. The separate households might have been a thing he could have thought of. I don't know if he did or even consider it, but did I go to college?
Well, listen to this.
I did not.
Panda drops a super chat. Not that I wasn't listening to that story, but I've heard it 1,000 times. I have nothing
Yeah,
to do
there
with
you
it. Jaffe, if you're game, I am. Let's make it a double wedding. But in all fairness, marriage works for some, but not for all. But for those who couldn't legally wed, recognition is important, like LGBT. Yeah, no, again, I'm not like ban marriage or anything. I'm not like, the Grinch who stole weddings or anything. I'm just, and to me, what matters is if my kid wants to get married and Tech wants to marry my kid and they're happy, that makes me happy. It is not necessary that I understand and have the exact same experiences as my children. I just want the kids to be happy. So she seems happy to me. I'm good to go. Why does this woman want a kickball? Says Scammer Man Dan. She looked like a hostage next to Tech. Tech just wants the inheritance. He's going to ruin her, Jaffe. Sad. Well, let's be clear. First off, Tech is a gentleman and a nice fella, and he's great to my kid and vice versa. Sarah doesn't like being on camera. Sarah can debate the goddamn the moon that it should be up in the day and not the night if she wanted to. And I'm always telling her she should go on camera because she's very articulate. But, she's uncomfortable. She doesn't really like being in the spotlight. And that's why she looked like a hostage, not because she was sitting next to Tech, as far as I can tell. But thank you for the super chat and the condescending note, you son of a bitch. I hope you die
There was
tonight.
a lot of screenshots in the Discord of the show yesterday where Sarah's like looking off into the distance, thinking about something. And the captions were like, when you realize you said yes on a show, now you have to live with that decision, like.
I like the one that somebody took you and her hugging and they put you in Civil War outfits. And it was like, Sarah, dear Sarah, we're headed to Gettysburg tomorrow. I don't know if we'll ever talk again.
She saw that one and she was laughing last night.
Yeah, that was pretty good. It's pretty good.
There was I had fun. I had a good time. She seems happy. I'm happy she's happy. She was not expecting the ring to look like that. She was telling me, "Oh, maybe we should just go to like a pawn shop and find something for like $90. Like you get something simple." Yeah. But she's very happy.
You both are not wrong. She will lose it. I mean, not because it doesn't mean anything to her, but because she's Sarah. She will lose it.
Yeah.
She comes from a long line of people who lose things. I got into a fraternity in college and I was supposed to be like thrilled that they gave me a pin.
Yeah.
And I lost it the same day. And they're like, you lost it? Like, yeah, I don't know. I put it somewhere. I can't find it. They're like, and I just quit. I'm like, if the pin's that important to you, I don't need to be in your little club. But yeah, I mean, she'll probably lose it.
Yeah. Janelle Silver says, Tech, have you considered that all those adverse experiences while growing up were to teach you how to be a strong and semi-independent, responsible adult? Possibly. Possibly. My dad's... So I've had hours and hours of conversation with my dad post growing up with him at his house where we went over everything. I didn't... By the way, no one in the family knew my dad did this like experiment thing as like a real thing until after I had moved out. I was maybe 24 or 23 when I found out about it. My upbringing is actually very in line with how he grew up, right? In his family life, right? He told me that the way he positioned my life was how his mom and his grandmother raised him and how he had to be very much on his own, doing his own thing. So I don't know. I don't know if it was like potentially he was like, well, I am a strong, independent man on my own, and I want a son to have that same experience, and I want to see if that works. Who's to say? We never got that far into it. This is the same dad you were crying about passing away soon. What the fuck? Thank you, Tina.
Yeah,
Speed Daddy.
that's a very normal thing. Life is messy. You can love someone and miss someone and mourn someone, and they could have still been a real pain in your ass. That's life, man.
Yeah, it's my friends in real life who knew me growing up. I've talked to them about what's going on with my dad currently, and they're also surprised. Like, how the fuck do you even care at this point? But I'm very much of the belief that every day you wake up is your opportunity to change something, right? To always make a improvement on yourself or improvement on the world. And every person you meet has that same opportunity to make a change, to be better, right?
We're just normal men, just innocent men.
What is that? Okay. I think if I completely like exiled my dad from my life, I am doing a disservice for his ability to potentially become a better person for however long he has left. You know, if he was actively like a bad person today, it'd be a different conversation. But I think he should be afforded the ability to make amends and potentially bring a lot more happiness to the world from this point on. You know. So yeah. Also, my dad found out I talked about him being sick on live stream. I called him a week ago about it, and he was very upset. He was like, "That's not shit for."
I wish my fucking foot would go right through your skull.
Yeah.
I'm just getting bored.
Yeah, he was saying, please don't talk about it no more. That's like a personal family thing. You don't have to bring it up on live stream. So,
He don't watch this live stream.
no, he doesn't watch it, but I told him about it.
Hmm.
And he was like, yeah, just let my health be my health thing, not for fucking people's viewership or whatever.
Well, it's like, you know what? You gave up the choice to parent me when I was a child, so I'll do what the fuck I want. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Just a thought. This isn't a happy engagement, says Scammerman Dan. It's a wake up for Jaffe to step the fuck in and get the bum away from his daughter. Let me explain something to you guys. This is what's wrong with you guys. First off, it is a happy engagement. Second off, people are like, but what if it doesn't work out? So?
Well, then it doesn't work out.
Were you guys promised a certain road? Maybe that's why you guys have the views you do. I was not promised a roadmap that life was going to go easy. Maybe they'll get married and they'll get divorced in 6 months. Maybe they'll call off the engagement before they get married. Maybe they'll get married and be married for the rest of their lives and have a beautiful, loving, big family. Who the fuck knows? Let's find out together. It's just life.
It's just
life. What do you want? A guarantee?
Life. Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah, life has no guarantees.
Well, it doesn't, and it's not like you're, look, if Sarah was like, Dad, I want to join the military and go, kill other people and I might get killed, I'd be like, okay, wait, we have to have a conversation. I'm very worried about this. But so you guys get married and it works. Awesome. You guys get married and it doesn't, and you learn about yourselves and why it didn't work. Awesome. I mean, it's a game. It's an experience. Enjoy it,
Yeah.
Anyway.
How long have they been
I think
together?
some people worry way too much about things not going well. They're not going to go well.
Yeah.
Count on it.
Me and Sarah have been together for about 2.5 years. 2 years, 4 months is where we're at right now. We've known each other for 3. So, but yeah. My relationship lasted 3 years and bought a beautiful house. That's when things turned abusive. You can't always predict the future. Jaffe's a good dad. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't predict the future. Sarah may turn abusive. Tech may turn abusive. But we have backup plans. We have resources. We'll take care of it.
Yeah.
But what do you want to do? Put people in bubbles? Ask any woman what it's like to marry and have children with an alcoholic who lives off their parents, bruh. Well, yeah. We'll see what that happens. Well, if that happens, we'll deal with that too. What do you want? I get the sense you're the kind of person who just sits in your room and doesn't have any experiences to back up your life. What do you need? What can I do for you? Things might go south. They probably will in various cases. In other cases, they won't. They'll go swimmingly.
True.
What is your problem with what were you? I think you were promised a bed of roses, baby.
Yeah, that guy's username used to be the Real Grim. I don't know if you remember him. He was the one always.
Not really.
Yeah. Jaffe, how are the dogs?
Well, Courage is fine. Ace has a eye infection now, and his leg's not getting better. So I got to probably bring him to the vet today. But he's sleeping. I'm looking at him right now. He's sleeping. Poor guy.
Yeah.
They get old.
Dogs get old.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to do once me and Sarah get back to California?
What?
Is there anything you want to
I don't
do?
know.
Any event? Maybe go out, have a celebratory dinner, or watch the Oscars 2 weeks later or something?
Oh, I don't know. I'll think about it. Maybe we'll watch. Maybe we'll go out and see local wrestling. Let's do that.
Okay.
Let's go see a local wrestling match
That sounds like fun.
to celebrate the wedding.
There we go. Sarah's
but
mentioned wanting to do the
what's that?
Sarah's mentioned wanting to do the actual wedding event either somewhere in California, but like a very small thing, or going back to Alabama and having family out there. What are your thoughts?
Whatever she wants.
I
mean, I know they would love that. I know that wherever you guys get married, my brother will be out for it, but the rest of the family's so big, I don't think they're going to be traveling. But you never know. But yeah, I'm sure they would love that. But whatever you guys want, however you want to commemorate it, we're there for you.
Yeah, that one will not be on a LolCow stream. that event will not be.
I mean, again, that's your call. I don't. Calvin was like, "Wait, they're getting engaged at Fat Camp." I'm like, dude.
Yeah,
you got to just let people be the people they are.
Sarah's friends who don't watch any of the LCU, they knew almost immediately. So they were texting her
because Calvin was probably telling them.
I know her friends outside of like Calvin, like her online friends from Discord. They were reaching out to her. They were like, "Oh, congratulations, Sarah! It was so beautiful. I'm so happy to see that you're happy." Like immediately. And she was very excited about that. She didn't expect to get all the congratulations messages. Beastman says, "My dad died at 47 when I was 18. I'll never had any closure, validation, not even a goodbye. Cherish the moments left, Tech." I mean, you're not wrong. That was one of the biggest feelings. I've said this again publicly before. My mom took her life like 4 years ago now. And the biggest hurt was like, I'll never get a conversation again. There's so many things I will not know. There's closure that'll never be had. So yeah, I've had a call with my dad a number of times since finding out he's in poor health. I think we're solid. Me and him are solid with what's going on.
Nico.
Yeah.
Because Metal Gear Solid.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that reference is.
Nico. Anyway. All right. So what else is happening? So is Amber coming back to bus today? You guys got bus coming up at 5:00 California time. Is anything different or same old shit as yesterday?
Well, hopefully we can get her to do some more for the show. We're gonna have a conversation here in a couple hours if she's awake. She sleeps at like 9 a.m. Jaffe. And then she's like unavailable for conversation for like the 8 hours from then till essentially an hour before bus starts. So planning anything with her is always so fucking difficult.
Now, the one thing I would say to Amber, I mean, I don't know her that well, and I've always gotten along with her, is that right now she is correct to recognize the monetary value that she brings, and to sort of negotiate accordingly. But at the same time, hopefully she realizes that that's a relatively short ride and it's hard to recognize when it starts to end, but it will end. And hopefully she's got something to back it up, or she's been building something with all the resources that have come to her, that when that does start to go away, people are like, yeah, but you know what? She's also just really interesting, or she's really good on camera, or she's really funny, or assuming she's interested in that, because there is a point where the public will get bored of the character, and then you've got to be able to deliver something. But right now, I look, man, I wouldn't want to be as challenging as she is, but end of the day, she knows her value, and you know, you got to give her props for that. A lot of people don't, especially women. So I support that.
Yeah. By the way, production's getting set up. We are going to be redirecting to LolCow Gay. We're going to have the amazing Albert Dan and Phantom Girth will be hosting a show. I don't know what their plans are, but it looks exciting from what I can see from here. Producer
What are you seeing?
I'm seeing them holding up a bunch of equipment and gear. There's a grocery bag filled with who knows what. But it could also just be trash. Who knows?
Or groceries.
But producer,
did I see Fupa
all that
and
set up,
Phantom
redirect
Kiss?
in?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty awkward. That whole thing, I thought.
Okay.
The Fupa Phantom thing. I think he wanted something to happen, and I think she was kind of like, my read on it. It's just my read.
Yeah.
Was that whatever the meeting of the minds was when they met each other in real life, not the meeting of the minds, she was probably like, yeah, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
And so he came out there with the expectation something would happen, and he's still trying to make it happen. But I get the sense there's nothing there. But what am I wrong on that?
It seems like there might be something there. I don't know this for sure, but I heard a rumor that Phantom and Fupa slept together last night.
Well, there you go. See,
So
I know nothing.
Who knows? Then it could just be like they slept in a bed, or it could be they slept in each other, you know? But we'll find out. You can ask them those questions on LolCow Gay coming up next. Actually, we have 2 minutes left, 1 minute left. So,
all right.
Jaffe, when we get back, can we go to Denny's? Eggs over my hammy, no ham.
Oh, the best ever.
That
and those
sounds...
wonderful steak fries, but they're not, they have the crinkles, but they're still steak fries. Yeah,
yep.
Fuck yeah, we're going back.
I can tell you this, the trip back will be longer than the trip here. I did 25 hours of driving on my own, and then we stopped at a hotel. I probably will take an additional, day of travel. So we'll see how that works for our schedule with Crypt. I might have to call in with you hosting.
Don't worry, we'll figure it out. As long as you guys are safe driving, I don't really care. We'll figure something out.
Yeah. The Brother Survives says, Fire TechProtect. Thank you for the last message of the stream. That was LolCow Crypt. Good morning, good evening, good everything, good night. We love you, and see you tomorrow, everybody. Let's go. We're out. Yeah! Yeah!